Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas here from Fog Football. It's a great time of year, and to made it all a wee bit sweeter by Dundee United clinching a wee draw with Celtic. Here, won't mean anything probably come the end of the season, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Nice wee early present and all that stuff. But Chris Sutton, he commented on what he got in his stocking for Brendan Rodgers. He wasn't that impressed, but at the same time, it's not like any alarms need to be blasting for this result. So let's dive into what Chris Sutton said over on Twitter. And before we even get into what he actually said, he did put up a column about talking about, well, if Rangers want a replay, then I'm going to whip out my boots from the 2003 final and all that stuff. You know, Sutton is the biggest ambulance chaser arguably on the planet. You know what I mean? It's almost a sport for him. When there's anything goes against Celtic, he pretends conspiracy this, conspiracy that. So it's kind of just amusing seeing him just say it's excuses for Rangers. And here, I think it is kind of excuses at the same time, but doesn't mean you deserve to get robbed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? But anyway, cup final and all that to one side. Let's see who gets robbed on January 2nd. It's Thursday. It's Europa night. I'm expecting good things. Chris Sutton, and I quote, said this on Twitter. Celtic not good enough in the final third today. You can't win them all, mind. Big players missing. Not easy for fringe players to come in and perform to the required level. Well played to Jim Goodwin and Dundee United. End of quote. I mean, what I would say about all this, right, is that, yeah, he can deem Celtic not good enough, right, in the final third. And I think that is true. You can say you can't win them all, right? But I think a lot's being made about the fringe players, man. Like, in terms of the attacking six, the only guy that was fringe was Yang. And, I thought Yang was one of the worst players on the park, right? And the subs weren't exactly great when you're bringing on Luis Palma, and him and Yang aren't good enough for Celtic, right? I think that's one thing everybody on this channel can probably agree with. But it's like Ralston, that guy, what's he called? Welsh, that guy, what's he called? Jermaine Defoe, absolutely rinsed him. Those two, yeah, they're fringe players, right? But they kept the clean sheet. They did their bit of the bargain. Are those two really expected to carry Celtic to tons of goals? No, they're not now. I think there was a lot of, backwards pass FC. A lot of Celtic fans weren't exactly happy with the attacking, input from a lot of these players. It is what it is at the end of the day. But what I would say is, I think, Dundee United and Goodwin just kind of cancelled out Celtic. So it's fair play to Sutton for addressing that. And yeah, I've watched quite a lot of Dundee United games. They don't really get pumped. Even when they've lost this season, I'm thinking of the games where the game they lost to Aberdeen, it was very close till late on, and they've went to Ibrox. Here, could have won on the day. I wouldn't go as far as in they could have won against Celtic. They did have a few chances, I guess. 2 shots, 2 on target. Middleton had a shot. Kasper Schmeichel saved quite comfortably. But you know what? They had a lot of corners late on that I guess on a different day could have found themselves on target and potentially in the back of the net. But it's if buts maybes. But yeah, it's all banter at the end of the day. But I think a lot of credit's got to be put on Dundee United. That is the serious part of this video. Newly promoted, a lot of people ripped Jim Goodwin off as Dundee United manager when he took them down, but he's rebuilt them in the Championship. And here, it is only December. A lot can change between now and the end of the season, up and down the league. But I totally expect Dundee United to finish in the European places. I see no reason for any form of collapse. But saying that, teams collapse, teams get better. That's the nature of football, folks. So we'll be back with more content. Merry Christmas to everybody watching Scottish football and everybody watching this video. Doesn't matter who you support. Merry Christmas. Hopefully you get what you want from the big man, the big Santa. Alright, and that is where we're going to leave this video. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with more. Some transfer news later on the night and a managerial sacking. What do you make of that one? Who's been sacked? Well, if you're up to date, you probably know. But we'll be back with that later on. Till then though, peace.